Hello and welcome to Getting to Good Enough, a podcast to help you let go of perfectionism so you can do more of what you love. I'm Shannon Wilkinson, a life coach in Portland, Oregon. I'm a recovering perfectionist who's getting better at good enough.
And I'm Janine Adams, a certified professional organizer in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm lucky enough to be naturally good at good enough.
And today we're talking about embracing good enough in your garden. Hey Janine.
Hey Shannon, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. I'm looking forward to this topic, this discussion. Yeah.
Oh, well that's good.
Yeah, I know you'll have a lot of great things to impart, and since to the extent I'm a gardener, I'm definitely a good enough gardener. I might have something to say too.
Yeah. Well, I got to have my hands in the dirt today, so I'm feeling really good.
Oh man, I hate getting my hands dirty. That's why I hate gardening.
Well, that stands to reason. You are an indoor cat.
That's right. That's right. Ooh, dirt on my hands. Yuck.
Yeah, I had to put a toothbrush down by my kitchen sink so I could scrub under my nails after I've been gardening. I wear gloves, but they still get dirty.
I know, that's disgusting. I mean, I wear gloves too to keep them from getting dirty, and they don't get dirty because I don't really get in.
Oh,
So
I wear through my gloves. Like I wear holes into them.
Oh, what kind of gloves?
I get those nitrile ones that have they're like an elastic fabric that has the nitrile stuff on the fingers.
Oh yeah, you wear through them. Wow.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I think I have some of
Yeah.
those.
I pretty much always get a pair for Mother's Day because I need them.
I've used gloves, those types of gloves for work sometimes, not very often, but I buy them for my team members, and I think mine are like 10 years old because that's how seldom I like to do things that require them. Anyway, back to gardening.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy gardening a lot and find myself getting caught up in perfectionism more than I would like.
Because you want a beautiful garden or a success, because I think you have both flowers and edibles, right?
Yes. Edibles. That means something different here in Portland.
Oh, right. That's funny. Are you growing edibles? No, but vegetables and so forth, right?
Yes.
And so you want, like, how does perfectionism raise its head?
Well, I often put off doing things until I can figure out the perfect way to do it. Like the perfect plant for this spot, or, the exact heirloom tomato that's, organic heirloom tomato start, or, whatever. And it sometimes means that things don't happen if I get caught up in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Barry, my husband, is a perfectionist, and he has an herb garden. It's up on I know you haven't been here since we got our new deck, but we have a 2-story deck, and it's up on the second floor deck in like planter boxes.
Right.
And so they look great. Like I said to him the other day, how's your garden? How are your herbs? And he's like, oh, well, they weren't perfect. I need to transplant them. They're getting too big for the pots, or I don't even know. I stopped listening because he has this beautiful set of herbs that are delicious, and I don't know what isn't perfect about that. But yeah, he's definitely getting caught up in it.
They make great food and they make great cocktails.
That's right. Although, yes, it's been a little while since I've had a mojito now that I think about it. But yeah, so I feel like he's not letting himself enjoy and be proud of his lovely garden because they're not perfect.
Well, and hearing you say that makes me realize that I can get a little in that state when my husband will comment, oh, it looks so great. And I'll just see all the problems.
Yes.
And not enjoy what does look really beautiful about the garden.
Right, exactly. And so not only do you get caught up in the choosing of the plants, sometimes that gets in your way, but maybe even in the enjoyment of what you have.
Yes.
Well, that's a shame, Shannon.
I know, but I am, when he does say that, I'm like, oh, yeah, it does actually look pretty good. Like, yeah, there's room for improvement, but it's a garden. There always will be.
Well, it's an ever-changing thing, a garden. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's alive.
That's right. It's by definition ever-changing. So what were you telling me that your experience, recent experience with buying plants?
Well, we had a really weird, wet, cold spring. Like, it felt like it was winter until July. Mm-hmm. And then, and so for whatever reason, I did not get out and sort of get the raised beds ready for vegetables, and I did not plant seeds, and I did not buy starts. And next thing you know, it's the middle of July, and I don't have any vegetables planted.
Oh my, that's a crisis.
Yes, I was really lamenting it because I love harvesting from the garden and enjoying, especially tomatoes. I'm not a huge fan of tomatoes normally.
Right.
But I love tomatoes fresh from the garden.
Oh, yeah. They're like a whole different thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys don't have rabbits to eat up all your tomatoes like we do, right?
No, we do not. But like last year, we had 8 tomato plants, and I had spaghetti squash and zucchini and carrots and salad, or like mesclun greens and radishes. I love radishes from the garden too. Beans and peas, and like I had a lot of garden. And this year I had none, and I was feeling really sad about it. And I think I must have mentioned several times to Mike, like, oh, I really miss that we're not going to have tomatoes from the garden this year. And then we went on a little field trip last week to go get some starts. And there was obviously not a lot left since we're about 2-3 months late.
Uh-huh.
And so we didn't get anything. And
because it was just like anything they had was just too sad looking.
Well, no, it was like, it's like hybrid beefsteak tomatoes, and they didn't have any organic starts, and it wasn't what I would normally pick.
Uh-huh.
And so we didn't get anything. And then yesterday, I was like, that's ridiculous. I want to have tomatoes. So I went back and I just bought 3 tomatoes they had. And then while I was digging around, I did find one heirloom tomato, which made me really happy. Mm-hmm. And so I planted 3 tomato plants, and I planted a sweet pepper plant and some basil. And then we used tons of parsley. So I planted some parsley, and then I got some flowers and planted some flowers, and then it makes me really happy.
Oh, that's great. Did you plant a mozzarella cheese plant so you could have a nice caprese salad?
That would be excellent, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So you might not have a perfect vegetable garden, but you've got something to tend and harvest and enjoy.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. When I said that I have a good enough garden, what I meant was I have a garden that doesn't require any tending. And we have a program here in St. Louis where you can get a grant to plant rain-efficient gardens. Rain gardens, and it's not like xeriscape. It's trying to keep water out of the storm sewer.
Yeah, we have the same thing.
That's right. So you have a bioswale in your front yard, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. And we have a bioswale in our backyard that leads from the drain, what are they called? Downspouts. From our porch into a little bioswale to my rain garden, which is now, I think, 3 or 4 years old. And I just had the gardener guys come and clean it out at the beginning of the season.
Uh-huh.
And I have weeded maybe twice. But the weeds aren't coming. Like the first years I had to weed a lot.
Right.
And it just looks pretty. And I don't do anything.
That's so nice.
I know, it's definitely my kind of garden. I mean, honestly, obviously something had to be done and I paid for it. But that's my style of gardening because I barely get dirty. I go out there. There's a particular plant I can identify that wants to grow there that I don't want to grow there, and I pull it out. And 2 types, and that's it. Otherwise,
yeah. I feel like we might have talked about your garden in the past, and that you came up with sort of a system of maintaining it that felt doable and not so onerous because it was feeling a little overwhelming, as I recall.
Yeah, I think we also have a front yard our lawn replacement, so it's got plants instead of grass. Mm-hmm. And I put grass in air quotes because our lawn was really just weeds anyway. And I had this system where when I got back from walking Bix, I would pull up the little weeds before they could take over. Oh, uh-huh. Well, I think what I was doing was actually pulling up the real plants.
Oh no!
So I backed away from it, uh-huh. And actually, I don't have to do anything in the front yard either.
Oh,
not even water.
That's wonderful.
I mean, probably I should water, but I don't. And it's okay. Barry thinks our front yard isn't as lush as it maybe should be. Uh-huh. I think it's delightful.
I don't know that I've seen this landscaped front yard.
You mean pictures of it? Because you certainly haven't seen it in person. Right. Because you haven't been here in forever. Well, I will send you some and I will put it in the show notes too.
Yeah. We had a rain garden, a bioswale put in our front yard. Mm-hmm. We didn't get a grant. The city just did it.
Well,
I guess it's essentially the same thing.
I had to work harder, I guess, maybe.
They just came by with a flyer and said, "Are you interested in a rain garden?" And I said, yes. And then I worked with them to install it where I wanted it, to look how I wanted it, and using the plants that I wanted. Wow. Yeah.
This is the difference between St. Louis and Portland. In St. Louis, we had a federal. We had federal money because the city had done something bad. Or something like that. It was some sort of settlement, and they had to help us. Whereas in Portland, they just come there and
for whatever reason, just on our street, there's like a few streets in our neighborhood that have a very, very small sewer main. Mm-hmm. And there would be problems every time there was a heavy rain. Mm-hmm. And so the houses on these particular streets, they approach to do this to keep as much rain out of the sewers as possible. Mm-hmm. And so our rain garden, which I think is like at its deepest point is like maybe a foot deep, and it's big. Mm-hmm. It takes up the width of our front yard and like maybe half of the depth. Mm-hmm. It'll fill completely up with water. And then slowly, drains down into the ground.
It's doing its job. That's excellent.
Yeah, but so they just said they asked everyone who had downspouts that were connected to the sewer if they wanted to do this. And so we said, sure. Yeah. And then we have a beautiful landscape front yard.
Yeah, it is beautiful. We should include a picture of it, too.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the main thing I have to do is there's a lot of grasses planted in there that spread very easily. And so I mostly try to pull the plants that go crazy. Like there's mm-hmm. very few weeds that grow in there. Although a blackberry bush started growing in the middle of it.
Oh, wow.
Like where did that come from?
Yeah. Wow. A bird, maybe. Maybe a bird?
Probably a bird.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But and it's very forgiving, so I can, sort of get in there and I can either leave it alone and it just looks more lush, or I can kind of get in there and reduce some of the spreading and it looks slightly more tamed, I guess. But it's hard to go wrong in that water garden.
Yeah, I do love that kind of natural landscaping personally. Mm-hmm. And it certainly is easier than a very manicured formal garden.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, to each his own.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people who have the more manicured gardens, like they really enjoy gardening like that. And so, it's their hobby.
Right.
As opposed to doing that because you want that garden and hating every minute of it. Which sounds, like torturous.
Right, yeah. So I feel fortunate that in this area, my backyard, that had been what we would call the jungle, because it would just get overgrown all the time. It was this fairly narrow strip next to the garage. Instead, I've got, something that's planned well enough that it's always flowering. So it's pretty
that's wonderful.
Yeah. And without effort on my part.
Yeah. Well, I just thought of one other thing I did. Last year, we have this couple of areas next to the fence that don't have any perennials in them. And last year, I just filled them I scattered zinnia seeds, and they were filled with zinnias, which was beautiful. And because I didn't plant anything, I didn't plant those this year. But so when I was at the store, they had some zinnia plants, which I bought like 6 of those, and then I had a packet of seeds, and so I planted the plants and then spread the seeds amongst them, and maybe they'll have enough time to grow and flower. Maybe they won't, but at least in the meantime, I still have some zinnias.
Yeah, that's nice, and it was fairly low effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, and zinnias are so pretty. They're like cheerful plants.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of ways that you can let good enough guide you in gardening.
Yeah, and certainly it's a case where, like your example, where going for good enough with your vegetables is so much better than having no vegetables at all.
Right. And I would just spend the entire summer being sad that I didn't have any tomatoes.
Yes, resenting every store-bought tomato you've got.
Right.
Right. So that's terrific. And then it might prompt you next year, assuming you have a more conducive spring in terms of weather, to get started earlier and have a better pick.
Well, at least, buck up and get out there, even if the conditions aren't ideal, to get the beds ready and get them planted.
Right. Right. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. So we would love to hear from you, our listeners. Are you a good enough gardener? Do you have any tips to share with us? You can do that at gettingtogoodenough.com and leave a comment in the show notes, or you can head over to Facebook or Instagram at Getting to Good Enough, or on Twitter we're at GTG Enough, or you can give us a call at 413-424-GTGE, that's 4843, and leave a message. Until next time, this is Shannon Wilkinson in Portland, Oregon.
And Janine Adams in St. Louis, Missouri.
And we hope that good enough is getting easier for you. I did pick tomato plants that had baby tomatoes and flowers on them, so we'll at least get a couple.
Oh, good. I wish I could come there and eat your tomatoes.
I know. I wish you could too.